is on. So formally, a very, very warm and heartfelt welcome to all of you who have made the time to come together this evening for this really special collective alignment, energetic alignment, which follows on so beautifully from the peace meditation that was done earlier today, that was run by the Chopra Institute. We know that when we come together collectively with a shared intention, that the intention is actually amplified throughout the interconnecting grid. So hopefully through the work that we are doing, we amplify it even further through the diamond. So the work that we are doing builds on the piece work that was actually done earlier and amplifies it out through the anchoring diamond grids of humanity, of the planet, through the cosmic grids as well. So it's the ripple effect that we find. And now more than ever, I think it's absolutely obvious to anybody that can open their eyes, and the awakening is actually happening at an ever expanding and rapid rate, that peace is needed as an energy on this planet. In fact, just earlier today, I opened up a Facebook page and my heart broke because the first post was something that somebody had posted, which was an image of I'm not sure what the culture was, but it was a young mother who had a small child on a bed, and the baby wouldn't stop crying, and she was hitting the baby with a cushion, and just trying to get it to stop crying. And the comments attached to the video were all about, I want to string her up and take the child away from her. And what was so interesting was that in that moment, what I connected with was not the pain of the child, but the pain of the mother, that what she needed was love, that what she was doing was mirroring externally her own pain, the pain of humanity, the abandoned child, the betrayal that she'd experienced, all the pain of being abandoned by society, possibly her own inner child being abandoned by her own family, all being externally manifest in this horrific image that was there. And what everybody wanted to do was to judge the woman. And it's interesting to be able to step back from that space, and to be in alignment for that moment and to see the mirror. And that's really our role, if you like, in terms of how we act, how we respond, how we notice our judgments about what is actually going on in the world, and come to repair and clear and cleanse all of those within ourselves. So it was a powerful lesson for me. It was a powerful observation. It was a powerful confirmation of things that I've been learning and integrating and understanding at ever deeper levels just in the last week. So we have got some very, very powerful energies that are taking us into that heart space where we could see, respond, and understand in a very, very different way, in an elevated way, in a heightened way. So hopefully we will have more insight into that through the process and our connection with these sacred white lines, with the energy of spirit as it's actually flowing through each one of us and the grid this evening. So yeah, again, I just wanted to share that with you. So thank you for being here. So one of the things about the Lion's Gate, and just by the way, this is an actual photograph of one of the white lions of Timbavati, which is the ground or the space in southern Africa where the white lions are native to. It is a space that has actually been held sacred by the local cultures, the indigenous cultures, along with their myths and their stories that they have told. And this was an original picture that somebody had taken and actually overlaid with a star map. And I thought this was just absolutely beautiful. I love it. It's kind of like my heart opens every time I look at this. There's just something about the eyes, the focus, the image, the energy in it, just so completely in it. And that's the essence of the white lion, that they take us into the depths and the wisdom of the universe, of great spirit that actually flows through everything. So let's have a look at some of the information around the energies of the moment. And the first little bit that I've got for you, this is just an extract from Gillian Macbeth Louthen's ever amazing Quantum Awakening. I love the way she writes because it's always very poetic. She writes in a way that I actually can't, and I love reading her words because there's an energy in the way that she actually puts the words and the sentences together. It just is really beautiful. And what she says about this particular time is, as the sun sends forth her rays of clarity, we are in Leo, we are in the lion time, so it is a solar experience. It is a solar amplification. So the sun sends forth her rays of clarity. A personal and planetary sonic boom is heard throughout the land. Explosions of the old are nuclear, and I love this play on words, nuclear, as they are cast off like dust in a dirt devil. Truth unfolds itself to be seen in the long and the short of it. And that, I think, sort of really encompassed how I felt when I saw that little video that I mentioned to you just a short while ago, that was seeing the truth of the situation rather than just a narrow perspective. Narrating an internal bedtime story that can only be learned by heart and by the heart. Sleep beckons, but the energy shouts so loud and is so demanding that sleep is short and not so sweet. As the vibrations of the 8-8 Stargate come forth into materialization, the human body bucks at the thought of housing more light, downloading more encodings, or receiving any more truths, because we've been building up in intensity during this year without a doubt. And that intensity is coming to a peak through this aspect and parts of the solar cycle. If the truth be known, the energies of the 8-8 Stargate are being birthed to smooth out the static cling of the personality. So it's moving beyond the beliefs and the limitations and the judgments that all align with the personality self. The tiredness comes to slow down the ancient angers that stir in the emotional layer of humanity. And I thought that was interesting. So if you have been feeling a bit worn out and a bit tired, and just slower, it gives pause for reflection, for the deeper meaning that underlies that. Because in essence, by slowing down, we become slower in our reactions, and it gives us the ability to respond. So rather than reaction, spontaneous, we experience a response in a different way. And I would recommend, this is just a very, very short extract from a much more expansive tome by Gillian Macbeth Lowther. Her website, if you Google The Quantum Awakening, I have mentioned her before, but you will find the details. And I just wanted to read, I've written this down in my notes that I was making in preparation for this evening, about the 8-8, as she calls it, solar power. The energies of August 2014 lead you to another level of power and initiation, personal and planetary. 8-8 represents the timeless relationship that humanity has with the earth, and I would add to that, and I would say, and with the sun, because there is an intricate relationship. Without the sun, we have no earth. So it really is an all-round relationship. So it brings us into deeper alignment, and any initiation that we might speak of, any level of power that is worth expressing, can only be through the heart. So the 8-8 Lion's Gate is about an alignment with the path of the heart. There's just no doubt about that. She further says the August energies allow you the opportunity to align with all that was before creation took this form. It connects you with the Alpha and Omega. It is a call to duty to all that are willing to expand, and that's willing to expand ourselves, to break through those boundaries and go beyond that which we are familiar with, to break down even more of the walls around the heart, to be totally naked, to stand spiritually naked and allow the breath of spirit to flow unhindered through us and into the world. And that is part of the purpose of the diamond. And again, this breath of spirit, this flow, this expansion is embodied in the Mayan calendar day as it is today, because look at what it is. It is a gap day that aligns with the white solar wind. It has a solar tone of 9, which is about realizing and the pulsing of intention. It is about communicating from spirit. So we expand, we open ourselves up to even deeper alignment with that through the heart. It is in the wave spell of the wizard, which is about creating magic and feeling empowered. May the magic of the white wind help me to communicate from the spirit and flow in divine inspiration. I'm guided by the power of reflection. And if we think about the color white, and we're talking the white wind, the white lion, all of those elements and aspects align today. White is the color that reflects all. So we become almost like a transparent white, reflecting the beauty and the glory of that essence that flows through us out into the world. That is our task, that is our duty. Um, I seal the input of spirit with the solar tone of intention. So we bring spirit in and we intend for the expression of that, for the highest good of all, for the planet in everything that we do. It's such a beautiful, beautiful total embodiment, if you like, alignment of the energies today for this work that we are doing. So I just want to follow that on because there's just significance in terms of the white lines and the Zep Tepi line that I just wanted to highlight for you. But first of all, I've pulled out a couple of photos for you of these magnificent, magnificent creatures. And these are the pure white lions of Timbavati. They have been known about and documented since 1975. So it's not that they've kind of like suddenly appeared, but the myths and legends of these lions have been passed down in oral tradition through the indigenous cultures of Africa for many, many, many generations. This time was foretold when they would return to Earth, and they started being born. And I was at school in South Africa at that time, and I remember it was around about 1977, 78, that we had a beautiful biology teacher who actually took a group, and I unfortunately wasn't part of them, but she took a group to Timbavati because it's in the Limpopo province of South Africa to actually see the white lions. But they're in such grave danger because they have been abused, because of the abuse that humanity has actually incurred or placed upon them. They have been captured, they have been killed, they have been um, mocked almost as novelties, where they've been put into zoos and circuses, where we can do that instead of being in their homeland and their sacred land, where their sacredness, if you like, could actually be honored and appreciated in boundless ways. They are effectively, so let me just give you a couple of notes on the white lion. They are effectively symbols of hope, freedom, and peace. And that really goes for all of the indigenous legends around the world that have white animals as an aspect of that. And of course, we all know the white buffalo calf legends of the Native American Indian cultures. And a lady from Canada, a wonderful client that I've been in touch with for a number of years, she actually sent me some photos yesterday, interestingly, of the snow moose. And she just said the snow moose is actually revered in the same way by the indigenous peoples and populations of Canada. And we have white whales, we have white birds, and many, many of the ancient prophecies and traditions that have foretold of the appearance of these animals as a reminder of the sacredness of life. So they embody um, ancestral memories, they embody ancient wisdom. that we as humanity have long forgotten, and they're here to remind us of that. Here's some more information. This comes from the wisdom keepers of Southern Africa in terms of the stories that they have kept alive about the white lions. They actually say that these magnificent animals are the embodiment of, as they say, their ancestors. Now, take a step back because it's important to see this concept of ancestors in the broadest and widest possible sense, because ancestors take us right back through the lineages to the very first human beings, and that is the meaning, to the very first appearance of humanity. You know, that's our ancestral lineages interconnect right back to the first life on this planet. So it's not just an African ancestor connection, it is an ancestral connection in the broadest sense. Um, so they are a sacred embodiment of all wisdom, ancient ways of living, our natural spiritual birthright. They have always been there, but were almost rendered extinct through the actions of man, and this being shipped off to zoos and so on. There is a belief in the cultures that if the white lions disappeared completely, then Africa, Mother Africa as it is known, would cease to exist. And that would, in essence, lead to and have an impact on the future of humanity itself because of the very resources that are found in the African landscape. Um, African myth also says that white lions were the first form of life created by Great Spirit. So there's a very, very interesting legend there that ties in very interestingly as well with some other stuff that I was finding about the Zep Tepi Meridian line, how it connects with Hawaii, with the essence and the spirit that we find embodied through the peoples of Hawaii, through the merging of the elements, and so on. So it's Linda Tucker is the one who in modern days has become the guardian of the white lions. I would suggest to you, if you want to actually learn and understand more, that you Google, follow a couple of the links that I have on the website, and look up Linda Tucker. She has been honored by the South African shamans as a keeper of or guardian of the sacred white lion. So let's just have a quick look, because where they are located geographically, there is an intricate link. You would have seen this perhaps if you followed the links through. Yeah, I haven't got her book. Hillary's just said that Linda Tucker wrote a wonderful book. She did, absolutely. And I know that I did some promotion of that, but unfortunately I don't have a full copy of the book. But I just know that the work that she's doing is absolutely stunning. So I would sort of recommend that you have a look at it. It's deeply spiritual. It's very, very much an honoring process as well. But this line, it's known as the Golden Nile Meridian. It's known as the line of the meridian of Zep Tepi, 31 degrees and 14 east. It runs from the Nile through Ethiopia, and it's interesting when we consider the role that Ethiopia has in some of the sacred legends about, you know, sort of the Holy Grail being kept in Ethiopia. You know, why it should have ended up there, who knows? You know, the Ark of the Covenant in Ethiopia, but here we have this distinct connection through the Zep Tepi meridian. It is known as the line of first time. It's considered by ancient traditions to be the line through which life was first created on earth. And it's very interesting because here on this line we have this geographical location of the emergence of the sacred white lion. Further up here we have the honoring of the leonine solar energies and special alignments to Sirius, as in the Lion's Gate today, through the Sphinx and through the alignments of the pyramid. So we just have some incredible correlations going on. On the other side of the pole, and this is what I just wanted to mention to you, is that if you take this meridian and you take it around on the globe, across the poles and down the other side, you find that on this side where you've got this meridian, it actually runs through the greatest volume, if you like, of land mass. On the other side of the world, it runs through the greatest expanse or the volume of water. So we actually almost have two elements perfectly balanced as far as the globe or the planet is concerned through this Zep-Tepi meridian, which is really quite fascinating. It's honored in terms of the link with Hawaii as being the closest to the big island Hawaii, where the newest Earth on the planet is created. So it's almost like the cauldron of creation. If we think about Hawaii, it's relatively new. They're volcanic islands. There's land which is constantly being reworked. It disappears and emerges, sort of that constant cycle of creation, destruction through the elements. So there we have an amazing correlation again. Now, just to come back here to the lion actually appearing, one of the other connections on this Zep-Tepi meridian is the fact that it also aligns with what is known as Great Zimbabwe, the Great Zimbabwean ruins, also famed for ancient gold smelting that was actually done there. There are one or two other sacred sites as well that are known about in southern Africa where they have found evidence of gold smelting way before there should even have been any technology. There's a lot more that could be said about that. So this Zep-Tepi line aligns with Great Zimbabwe with the elements of gold. It runs through Timbavati. This is Timbavati on the line, which is in the Limpopo province. It then runs further through the South African continent with many, many of the gold lines, or gold mines, I should say, aligned with this particular Zep-Tepi Prime Meridian, and it runs through Durban, which is known as the Phoenix. And it's interesting because here we have this intersection with Durban, which is the edge of the African continent, here on one side, and here we have the Nile Delta, where it actually touches the edge of the African continent on that side, and that is at 30 degrees north, and this is at 30 degrees south. Just, some beautiful correlations in terms of the geography, the entire alignment of this original creational line, if you like, that runs through what is known as and honored as Mother Africa, the birthplace of civilization. So the sacred white lion on the Zep-Tepi line are here to remind us of our origins beyond all of the more modern civilizations, way back through the timelines when Great Spirit was involved in birthing, if you like, spirit into humanity on the planet. And that is part and parcel of the wisdom. Yes. No, Joe, you're absolutely right. So there is a link with the Sphinx in Egypt through this line. So how absolutely incredible that the white lions appear in a geographical location that is linked with gold, and gold is linked as the element that's linked with the sun, with solar energy. So we have this in a geographical sense as well as in a metaphorical and spiritual sense. It is the gold of spirit that they're here to remind us of. So it has a multi-dimensional component to it, but just this total alignment, as I say, of the physical reality, the actual geographical alignment on the map of the planet, these links with Hawaii and the gentle cultures on the other side of the planet as well, that are basically embodying this new life as it is being birthed. They're maintaining that connection with spirit through their cultures as well, and these African cultures are keeping the myths and the origins alive through their traditions. Credo Mutwa, who is known as, he's basically the sort of master wisdom keeper in southern Africa, and he says that the white lions of Timbavati, without a doubt, and the Timbavati land has always been known as sacred, and it is known as the birthplace of the first time. And he says, very interestingly, because I just want to link this back to where we come in, that it was during an equinox when the earth was created. And that I found very interesting. unity and equality of mother and father spirit. Now, those of you that know me and have done this work and have been aligned with this for so long would understand that equinox time I always call diamond time. It is the time where the sun aligns on the surface of the planet to actually complete the diamond, where everything is held in perfect balance. So I found that really interesting, because obviously the work that we're going to do, the meditation we're going to go through, is going to take place and is aligned with our diamond. So sorry, if you can just excuse me for a moment, I would just like you to just take a few deep breaths. I don't know if you have any questions. There's one or two more people who have just signed up and weren't redirected to the download page, which does actually happen from time to time. So I just want to send them a copy of the link so they can make sure they can come into the webinar room before we start the meditation. So if you have any questions, just please put them into the room and I'll have a look at them. If you just give me one moment, I'm just going to send off an email here. Now, ladies, you might actually just hear me typing on the keyboard. Right, that's gone. So I'm just going to give them a few minutes to hopefully get their connection and to make it into the room. Okay, so what have we got? So I have some white line cards produced by Linda Tucker. I drew a card for everybody tonight. Oh, how beautiful! Thank you for sharing that, Joe. I'll share what it was afterwards. Oh, how lovely! Okay, that's fabulous. So we look forward to that and to sharing in that. I just want to actually see, Debbie. We don't actually have you here. We seem to have missed Debbie coming online. She's just sent me an email as well. Some strange things going on in cyberspace, and it actually has been the case for most of this week. So sorry, I just wanted to throw that little comment in. Um, Hillary, let's have a look at these. Oh, you there? Okay, great, great. Debbie, you there in the room? No, we're still here. It's not finished. Debbie, I'm recording. I could see you in the chat room. Hillary said, I shared a post this morning about balance and accepting the positive and negative within us. Hadn't connected with the astrology today. Yeah, it's fascinating how everything lines up when we allow ourselves to be in that flow and we trust, if you like, that flow that we are in, then we will always be in alignment with what is needed and where we need to be. So there's just such an element of absolute trust here in terms of this whole process. Right, how are you all doing? Are you all ready? How are you feeling? Because I mean, I've been aware of this real heart energy pulsing for the last 2 hours. Just, it's very emotional as well. Yeah, excited. Good. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick drink of water so that I don't make noises while we're actually going through the process, feeling it is very powerful. Yes, absolutely. We can feel those energies. It just is so incredible at the moment. So we're not done yet, guys. Changes the order of the day. The energies keep on sort of pulsing almost in waves. Yes, I know, Debbie. I'm glad you haven't missed the meditation. So that's wonderful. Your timing is perfect, and I'm glad you managed to get online. So, wonderful group of beings. Again, I just want to say thank you for being with us. And let's make yourself comfortable. Right, I've had my water. And let's just bring up the picture of the white lion again so that you can just imprint and connect with these beautiful, beautiful creatures. We're going to do a solar alignment within our diamond first, and then we're going to travel through the grids to actually connect with these amazing creatures. So make yourselves comfortable physically, gently close your eyes, and allow yourself to rest into the natural flow of your breath, becoming ever more aware of the inherent flow of spirit, higher self or creative force, the great I am, however you want to name it or know it or understand it. But that essence flows in on your breathing. And allow it to guide you to a deep inner space and place of peace. So just spend a few moments concentrating and focusing on that as you feel your body relaxing, letting go, letting go of any extraneous thoughts. If any arise within your mind, just see them flowing out on the breath of a gentle breeze. As your mind quietens, bringing you into a still point within yourself. And as always, visualize yourself centered and anchored within your diamond. And that is such that the center point of your diamond aligns with the tip of your tailbone and anchors to the earth star below your feet and your soul star above your head. Just be in this space of natural protection as the diamond supports your alignment with ever expanding and higher frequencies of consciousness. Breathe that freshness of spirit into your diamond as it pulses and breathes with you forming the facets until you are embraced in a diamond grid of light. And that diamond grid pierces and stimulates acupressure points around your body, vortexes of light, entry points into your subtle energy system, your subtle energy bodies. With laser-like brilliance, it transfers the freshness of spirit deeper into your physical form through these vortex points. You may even feel them like pinpricks of brilliant light on your skin, and a quickening of the cells in your body as they open to receive the powerful diamond light of your ultimate creative source form. And above your head, your soul star chakra glows in the most brilliant bright gold. And now you see extending from it or opening up from it another diamond. A diamond that connects you with your own Christed self. And the energies of your Christed higher self trickle down or flow down from this upper diamond now through your soul star into your personal diamond space, energizing, opening the heart, bringing your Christ itself into embodiment within your body. Allow it to dissolve any more barriers around your heart so that you can walk and embrace and be and live more of this Christed essence that is you. And your diamond brightens as this essence and energy flows through. And beyond the upper diamond that connects with your Christ itself is another diamond that initiates the process of connecting you with your grand overselves. And you come to realize just how magnificent you really are as you connect with the expansiveness, the enormity, and the power of your overself, that which is you beyond the physical form. And in the alignment of diamonds, there is a flow through of heightened and purified, rarefied energy from your overself through the diamonds and into your beingness. Just allow your body to adjust to these energies for a few moments. Your heart expands even further, the energy pulsing out through your diamond. And beyond your over-self connection, you become aware of the vastness of the grids of creation itself, of a string or a chain of diamonds, ultimately unfolding and opening up for you, taking you into the vastness of creation, into the universe. First connecting with the sun. Follow those diamonds up and out. You may see lights, colors, geometries, shapes, sounds, music as your way of connecting with the flow of universal spirit through these grids. And you see yourself as a vital, vital anchor point within this incredible diamond grid of creation. And as you link with the sun, you see stretching beyond the sun even greater grids connecting with the heart of the galaxy, the galactic core, the central sun, with all of the stars, with Sirius. And you state your intention in this space to be aligned more strongly, more fiercely, with the heart of a lion, with the pathway of the heart. For it is that leonine courage that supports the strengthening of the heart in order to fully express and live from this place. So allow that message, that information, whatever you need from the sun to strengthen that within you, to ripple through the diamond grids into your diamond. And your heart unfolds, feeling as if it's going to break, and it needs to, as it unfolds like a blossom with endless fractal petals that have no end. For only when the heart is broken open of its limitations can those petals and that flower be allowed to unfold. Feel that blooming within yourself. And the light that is exposed through the unfolding of the flower, the love, the compassion, the understanding, again ripples throughout your body. So every cell in your body, every organ is brought into alignment with the heart. And the only container or vessel that is strong enough to hold and allow this amazing, magnificent energy that is you is the diamond. This is the brilliance of your diamond self. Allow the codes and the flow through from the universe itself, through the sun and into your heart. And now in this space of alignment, just silently honor yourself and your journey and the path that you have taken up to this moment in time. Honor your struggles. Have the utmost compassion for your humanness, for all of your mistakes or disappointments. And as you do, you feel those things, you become aware of them simply falling away and clearing your space. The honoring of your past and the potential of your future as it breaks open before you. And in this space of alignment, honoring and sacredness, and in love and compassion, project your consciousness now or see yourself traveling in your diamond through the diamond grids to that sacred land on the Zeptepi line to Africa. Just see yourself above the continent for a moment as you take it in, as you feel the vibrancy and the energy from the land itself, of the richness of the continent, the diversity, the ancient nature, the history. And allow your diamond, or direct it with your intention, to take you down into the area that's known as and honored as Timbavati, sacred African geographical location. Just for a moment bear witness to the landscape, to the thorn trees, those familiar sights and sounds of the African bush. Notice how you feel in this space as you allow your earth star to connect with the ground and the earth beneath you, to the African earth. Hear the birds and the crickets and the stillness and the quietness of this amazing landscape. But beyond the quietness, when you listen acutely, you hear the vibrancy of life itself through the insects, through the bird calls, through the sounds of animals walking through the bush, twigs snapping, movements, a breeze, leaves rustling, And just for a moment in this space, connect with the sacred sound that runs through all of life. If Septepi is the original meridian, then the original sound is the sacred Om. And all of life is underpinned and joins together in this Om. All arises from this primordial, primal sound as life is spoken into being. So just for this moment, be aware of this amazing sacred sound that connects all of the different nuances and expressions of life. And then you hear a sound in the bush, and it's a sound that's like an amplified cat purr. And it is the sound of contented lion, lion in their pride and in their home, at one with the flow of life itself. And in your diamond, you hold your space as from the bush you see emerging the faces of the incredible white lion. They are drawn by the brilliance of your diamond, by the energy of your intention that is aligned with the heart, with a knowing that your purpose is aligned with their purpose in the upliftment of humanity, in the memory of the sacredness of all of life, and in the restoration of that sacredness to life itself. So just stand in this moment face to face with this magnificent animal and allow it to project its consciousness and explore your space. And as you stand, just send out a silent honoring for the sacred purpose of these amazing beings. Communicate that you understand their role, that you honor their journey through betrayal, through abuse, and the amazing job that they have taken on board to hold the timelines of history back to the original time, to hold the purity through their bodies, their strong and powerful bodies, in order that we might learn from them. Just honor them in this space, and whatever words work for you. and state your intention to these magnificent animals that you are facing, to listen to their message, whatever their message is for you, and to be able to apply that message not only in your own life, but to share that message with all who have ears to listen, to share a vision with all who have eyes to see. And feel your heart connecting with the heart of these lions as these sacred creatures honor you in return and allow you to fully connect with their consciousness. And in that connection, you are opened up and exposed to the timelines back to the original time of life, the birth of life on this planet. You are connected with the enormity of the task that these sacred creatures have taken on board, and with the vision that flows through them for humanity, a vision that for each of you is unique. I'm going to leave you in this space for a couple of minutes now as you allow whatever information, whatever vision is unique for you in this time, in this moment, to be shared in your union with these amazing beings. Allow the vision or the shared message to imprint itself within your energy fields, within your grids, within your matrix. As now the lion steps back and looking into its eyes, you see and you know the truth of the interconnectedness, the alignment of your sacred journey with theirs. And in an instant, you connect with the sacredness of the journey that is embodied and shared with all of the sacred animals, the white sacred animals of indigenous cultures around the world. And you feel each one of their embodiments being amplified through the heart of the lion. And in your own lion heart, you are able to broadcast and amplify this out and share it through the diamond grids, making it more accessible for an ever accelerating awakening and shift. This is your initiation into power, the truth of power. And allow yourself to pass that initiation through your Earth star into the grids of the planet, that the sacredness of true power be restored. And as you hold that connection with the eyes of your white lion, you step back and once again extend in your consciousness an honoring and an eternal gratitude for the wisdom that they hold and keep and guard for humanity to learn from, for us to learn from. And gently retreat as you leave these animals to the beauty of their sacred space, to the peace of their task, as you take away with you their message to be expressed through you. and your heart expands with boundless love and appreciation. As you step back through the bush, becoming aware suddenly of the heat on the African earth, the pulse of this original timeline, this original Zeptepi that runs not only beneath your feet, that runs through you. This is your connection to the Alpha Omega of all of life. Step back, and the animals disappear into the brush, into the foliage, and you can hear them in the distance. And smile with gratitude and with love, and intend that their space be protected and honored by all. And very gently now you withdraw your Earth Star from this African soil. As you travel once more in your diamond, bringing your consciousness back through the grids into your geographical location in space. But you bring with you a richness, a gold that cannot be found anywhere else. It is the richness and the gold of your spirit, of your highest self, your over self, an even higher expression of who you have been up until this point. And your alignment with that. In the knowledge and in that space, just allow yourself to broadcast the love and the higher alignment into your living space, into your home. That you imprint the walls with that reminder of who you are, of the enormity and the magnificence, lest there should come a time when you may forget. The walls themselves will communicate back to you and remind you. Let that essence, that higher essence and alignment run through the ground and the fabric of your house, of your garden, of the land upon which you reside. And let it amplify and ripple out through the collective grids, meeting in celebration through the grids with everybody else on this call as you honor each and every individual and their highest self. Just feel the joy, be aware of it. Feel the joy in that celebration as that energy is amplified out throughout the grids. And it touches everybody. It reflects off the diamonds, reflects off those faceted surfaces with brilliant light and color, deeper into the grid, that even those who may not have seen it before are suddenly struck by that light. and by the love that it embodies, transmits. And with a smile on your face and a smile in your heart, you bring your consciousness back to your physical body. Deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you reluctantly move your fingers for returning to the physical realm and the physical space after such love and joy and expansiveness isn't easy. It's been tough for many people, but with the heart of a lion, with the strength of that love, with the wisdom that is shared, with a deeper understanding, you accept and you love your role, your physical body, and the physicalness of your life. You embrace it all. And with that, your consciousness settles, your expanded consciousness finds space within your physical form and returns once more to this environment. Deep breath in and breathe out. As you wiggle your toes, feel the surface of the chair that you're sitting on. Feel your feet on the floor. And allow yourself to gently open your eyes and return. How are you doing? Hi, Pamela. So glad you could actually join in for the end, but you will get the recording. Was transcendent, wasn't it? Just beautiful. I can't even describe what I was experiencing going through it. Too sacred to speak. Oh, thank you. Really beautiful space. Oh, I tell you, I mean, for me, that was just so precious because the African bush, anyway, is one of my favorite sacred places in the whole world. And in fact, Timbavati, where the white lions are, is close to what is recognized and known as the oldest mountain range in the world. It really is, so it is ancient. It is about those first times. And for me, it was like just even projecting into that space from where we were sitting. I could hear those sounds. I could hear the bush. I could feel the peace. I could experience, yeah, that's it. I felt that emotion before we started, Hillary. I could really feel it building. There's something especially powerful. And obviously, we have a process here. You will get the recording, so it's something that you can do again. And what I will do is I'll try and find some African bush sounds to underlay that particular part of the meditation so that you can really be in there. But just I don't know how you felt connecting with the white lion and their consciousness in that space, but the love, the strength of it was almost overwhelming. And that is that heart opening, primal. Yeah, yeah. It's coming home. The energy is coming home, and that's exactly it. And we are all coming home within ourselves and as a human race. And it's not without some of the pain of moving and uplifting and changing and shifting. And for many people, for people who are empaths, that is what we connect with, that is what we feel and experience. You felt tingly in your body, lovely meditation. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, I could feel it. I was very, very aware of it at that particular time. The card I pulled, oh, here's Joe's sharing, which is beautiful. The card I pulled, which was particularly for everyone present on the call, was complete. Meaning, after a time of rest, new situations will arise. This is our potential and the new. Close the cycle and enjoy the sense of closure this brings. Oh, Joe, that is just absolutely wonderful, because this does speak to and about the closing of an age, the closing of a massive cycle, that through the sun and with the energy of the fire, we are birthing and opening up to and embodying a new cycle. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Laurie. Joe, thank you for sharing that. I hope everybody on the recording as well is able to resonate with that card. But did any of you get any sort of really interesting or profound messages in terms of connecting with the lion? I know it's getting quite late. It's 20 past 9. I didn't realize it. Thank you, Louise. Thank you. You went so deep you don't know what happened. Okay. Well, I think what might be interesting, and that's why I was drawn to mention you imprinting the information, the vision or the information into your field. So I think it's something that may arise over the days ensuing, or just when the timing is perfect, in divine timing, that your message, your information, your sharing with those lion and what has been transmitted to you will unfold within you. Oh, Vivian, thank you. First time joining in. Oh, how lovely. Carol also went deep and lost it. Beautiful energies, very empowering. Well, that is what it's about, and it is ultimately empowering. Cards I pulled before, which were for me and for others: synchronicity, destiny, celebrate. Well, that's what it felt like. And I mean, it was hugely emotional, hugely loving, but there was a celebration and joy at the end. That's what I could see. Everybody meeting everybody else in the grids and going, wow, you know. Um, it's just being aware sometimes of seeing things that are beyond the normal. Um, is just so profound, it's difficult to find the words. Okay, Tanya said, after you said about individual message from Lion, that I dropped really deep. I have a feeling that with each of you, and I'd love for you, if you do get the insights, to share when you do get the opportunity. It would be absolutely wonderful to hear from you when that does become conscious, part of your conscious awareness. I'm going to stop the recording now. So formally ending the recording. I'll leave the webinar lines open for you guys to stay in. I'm going to formally end the recording with just a beautiful, beautiful thank you for just such a wonderful, special sharing session. Very emotional, but very empowering at the same time. It feels cleansing. It feels uplifting. Continuous, that it is that connection with the first time. Anyway, thank you. I'm going to stop the recording.